You're here every once in a while there. Michael Facade joining us once again at One Facade on Twitter. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Your boy the Neon Ninja is living the life right now. Hopefully, just hanging and banging.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for joining. First time on Skype.
Yeah, Skype technology is wonderful. I got a new laptop over the holidays, and now I can beam myself facially to places.
Awesome. Well, we wanted to have you on here because I know you've we can't miss you on Facebook right now. Big stuff going on.
I'm sorry. Let me just start off by saying I'm sorry, guys. If you know me, you know I do not like to spam the hell out of Facebook. I'm not the kind of person that says, "Oh, I'm taking a walk in the park. I am tweeting about that." No, I'm not that kind of person. So I'm sorry about the Facebook and Twitter abuse that's going on right now.
It's not bad. It's not like I'm just every time something posts and you have so much going on it that I see it in my stream a whole bunch, and all of the wrestling people in my circles. So therefore, it's just flooding mine personally, but if you're friends with him on Facebook, you're probably getting it too. Of course, Michael Facade is up for the what's the official name of this? The Gut Check.
The TNA Gut Check Challenge.
The TNA Gut Check Challenge. Of course, we're familiar with Gut Check. They're going around doing camps all over the place. And, of course, once a month they do the Gut Check Challenge on Impact Wrestling. And this has come out, the actual Gut Check Challenge, where we can go and vote for you, amongst other people that we've heard of and even friends of the show. Can you explain us a little bit, what is this particular aspect of the Gut Check Challenge?
For the Gut Check Challenge, it is open to anyone that's done any of the Gut Check seminars they've had throughout the past 2 years or so. And it's open to any of those people. And pretty much it's 16 brackets of open voting. And it's going to go on from whoever the winner, there's picking the top 3 winners out of each bracket are going on into another round of the tournament. I'm not sure how much they're going to do in total. Say maybe like 3 or 4, but they're going to keep narrowing it down until one lucky person will get a TNA Gut Check on air, or maybe something crazier.
Excellent. And so you actually went in and participated in one of their camps. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, the Gut Check itself. I went not last summer, but the summer before that, and it was in Troy, Ohio. It's interesting little seminar. There's people of all different experience levels, and we did little stretching, some drills, a little bit of mat wrestling, and then we went and we had ourselves a short little match, and then we cut some promos, and you're judged accordingly to everything. But one little part that I had a little trouble with, not necessarily trouble, but it really didn't showcase my abilities, is in my match, I was actually a bad guy. So you didn't really necessarily get the full effect of, the normal facade that most everybody knows today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did they just kind of throw out, "Hey, you're a bad guy" or something like that?
It was really like you. It was pretty much odd and even, without even a question or anything,
Yeah. That's a little weird because I remember when Shima Zion was working with Ring of Honor, they did tapings, and one day he was a good guy, and then they try him as a bad guy the next day at the next tapings and stuff like that. So I was guessing that was just kind of like a feeling out process for him or something at that point.
Yeah, I wish I'd have had a second match. You know what I mean? It is what it is, and I think I did well. With the promo and everything, and everything all around. I think I handled myself well, and that was just about the time too that Shima and they were doing the whole reintroduction of the X Division last that particular summer. Mm-hmm. But I'd like to think I would get an opportunity at some point to do what I can do as a good guy.
Excellent. So this came up, and like we said, you've been kind of all over Facebook because I'd say you're kind of the one that's been the most industrious with this. You really kind of threw out there on social media. There's a page up there on Facebook for a vote for Facade for TNA Gut Check Challenge that you can join. You have over 580 people. It's actually an event, I guess, that's set up as on Facebook. And I see it's not just you that the event's by. Was this your idea, or did somebody come to you and said, hey, you should really do it this way?
I really I'm really, I guess you could say, kind of knowledgeable when it comes to things. I mean, I just think of like this the simplest way. How can I spread the word to everybody? Everybody always has events for random things, or or legitimate things. But how can I spread the word the fastest, and what would be the easiest way to go? So that's why I came up with the ideas. I took those tiny URLs. Everything they give you a random line of something for the URL link. So I'm like, people aren't going to remember that. So that's why I came up, with the links on there for the Gut Check Challenge, for Vote Facade, for my Gut Check profile, because you could go to there too. There's on the Gut Check website, there's actually promo pictures and a highlight video, and it tells you a little bit of things that the participants have done, so you can make a semi-educated guess, depending on, like I said, my stuff on there is a little dated. It's been like 2 years, but I mean, the video on there is plenty crazy enough to understand what I'm able to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It actually does. Oh, maybe it's just me that the video is not loading. But yeah, it definitely seems like there's two issues I found with this process so far. One, there's a bunch of names. Okay. The other problem I have, and I think you're addressing this partially with your Facebook setup here and your tiny URLs and everything, is it's all by your real names. Like, there's a bunch of people on here I didn't realize were in here because it is you're not there as Michael Facade. It's under your real name, Michael, and I don't even want to venture to do a pronunciation.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, it's not about, like, literally my whole life, my last name has been messed up. And I mean, even if you're friends with me on Facebook and you see what they have for me on the Gut Check Challenge, is not the same thing. But, you can get the gist of it. But, hey, I'm Facade, and that's how everybody knows me. And really, I mean, you can even see, actually, there's a tag in my room. But, yeah, I mean, silly little thing up there. But, it's no big deal to me. I mean, some people, it might really upset them to have their real name on blast like that. Yeah, especially there's a lot of guys, mass luchadors, people like that would not be too happy to have their name out there. But, it is what it is. This day and age, the internet, all that stuff's public knowledge. If somebody really wanted to find out, they would.
So you guys weren't even asked about your name going up like that?
I mean, whenever you first started with the Gut Check program, they said that you would be put on a website and everything like that. Okay. And but when going into the Gut Check Challenge, I don't think really anybody even really thought that would have been used in that way.
Mm-hmm. And for those like I know some of the names that come up on there. I know Bobby Fish is on there, which is interesting because I know he signed with Ring of Honor. Gregory Iron is on there under his real name, Sammy Callahan, and I think a few other ones. Those are just the ones I found out about it. And it's really
Sterling's on there.
Who else is on there? Sterling's on there, and he's contracted under WWE. I think there's a couple other people contracted under WWE on this.
Yeah.
So they really just kind of threw out everybody that's walked through their door over the last couple of years.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, if you've done one of those seminars, I guess they just really published the database or whatever it was.
Interesting. Mm. So, and of course, there's a little bit of, I guess, controversy. Originally, this voting was supposed to go until, I think, March 2nd, wasn't it? Early March?
March 11th,
March 11th. And now there's been some changes. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on there?
So, now the bracketing has been decided that the top three are going to be the ones to advance. And recently it's been announced that there's unlimited voting. So lots of things, the landscape of the whole tournament and competition has changed a little bit because, some people that were in first place are fighting for that third spot now. But, it's still, about a week left, and there's a lot of things that can happen in this short period of time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like you're still kicking butt here in your bracket. Followed up by, well, I don't even know who these people are. So, well, they're real names, so who knows, you know? So, the only one that I recognized on here was like Bobby Fish, because apparently that's his real name. Presumably. So
there's a few guys on there that are random. The one part I like to see, the one time whenever they first had it out, there's a part on there where you could click on the world map, and whenever I seen the world map, it's coincidental that my color is green too. But then I clicked on the world map, and then like everything was green. I'm like, wow, this is kind of crazy. See, I mean, I fell off a little bit there, but I used to have Canada, but I don't know what happened there.
So you got you have Russia, you have China, Australia, you have all the big countries. Oh, Saudi Arabia is locked down with 7 votes. So good job there. You're big in France. Wow, this is Romania.
Pretty crazy.
You've got some work to do in Africa.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I've been trying, man.
Wait. I think those are the countries that don't have internet though. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So hey, it looks like you're kicking off there. I guess the new voting ends in mid-February now, isn't it?
Yeah, February 11th is going to be the last day, but then they're starting a new bracket of voting, and I'm not sure if it's going to be completely online voting. Let's hope there's a little bit more involved with that, or else I'll be, hey everybody, I need to vote.
And I gotta say, with your Facebook, you've had some interesting fan art come up. Like here's here's you with Vegeta. Facade vote count, it's over 9,000.
I made that last night. You know what? I got that at a thrift store for $1. That armor. And I'm like, I can't pass that up. I'll give that to a kid if I find one that wants to wear Saiyan armor. But it just so happened that I've tried to at least make, if I'm gonna bug you with stuff, I'm gonna try to at least make it worth your while. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Make it funny. You know, the whole thing about me is like street art and propaganda, things like that. You know what I mean? Like the graffiti kind of style. That's the whole thing. So that's why I'm like bombing different countries. You know, with all of my stuff, my information about all that stuff, you know, QR codes and stuff. Shout out to Chris Chandler too. He's been doing a great job making a lot of that art for me.
Oh yeah.
And but yeah, like just trying to keep it fresh, and you know, so if there's a video or something that I'm asking you to vote, there's a reason for you to see it, or a picture or something random. You know what I mean? Because like I said, who knows how long this is going to go on. I'm just hoping that you know, something happens that you know, it's not just online. It's not just an online voting thing, basically a popularity contest the whole time. I'm hoping that it escalates, and you know, some people get to be seen on TV, so exposed to a bigger audience, so people can make there's a greater way to make a decision, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And in the meantime, it's really great to see the kind of the fan base. Of course, you've worked you know, all over at this point. It's really cool to see, you know, all those people kind of coming together for something like this. So. Excellent. Now you're also involved in another interesting project that's been getting a little bit of buzz for one reason or another here in the Pittsburgh area. A little bit of a movie project, right?
Yeah, it's actually a funny story. Like the movie Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies, I heard about it being done and being shot and everything, and I was actually down at a show down in Charleston, West Virginia, and we were on the way back down in the back with a car full of people, and then like we caught a mega bus to Indianapolis like that morning. I can't really divulge names, but then from there I got a call asking if I could be in Parkersburg that Sunday morning or that Sunday, and I'm like, okay, what's it for? And I was told, you know, something happened to somebody and we need somebody for this role in a movie. You're going to get killed by Matt Hardy or something like that. I'm like, okay.
Unrealistic, but okay.
Nope. Yeah, so it turns out I end up going down there, and that isn't even actually what I was going to be doing. It turned out that I had like kind of a main role in the movie. And so there's like Matt Hardy and Rebby Sky, Shane Douglas, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Kurt Angle, Roddy Piper, and then me. And I'm like, what the hell? Those are all the main characters. So it's like, it's pretty crazy. And luckily I got to be myself, you know, crazy ninja stuff. There's a zombie chest flexor.
Nice.
He looks happy to be there.
Not be unseen.
But so luckily, got to do some sweet zombie fights. Like Power Ranger fighting putty style stuff. Doing some running up the walls, and I'm a zombie ninja too. So where zombie ninjas fall out of trees. So all kinds of silly stuff. Try to really incorporate my character as much as I did into the character in the movie. So like I said, you see all kinds of silly like wall tricks, and there's even some stuff. Even some stuff in the ring. But basically, the story, it's a little bit like I can't even possibly relate it to anything. But Shane Douglas accidentally breaks a kid's neck with a brain buster, and then something about an amulet, and there's something about a curse, and people start dying, and hilarity ensues.
Awesome.
Sounds amazing.
Awesome. So, Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies. Yeah, it's been there was like a test shoot at one of the local shows here, I think about a year ago or so. So it's nice to see that's finally kind of coming to fruition here. So overall, pretty good experience then.
Oh, it was. I mean, filming the movie was cool and all. But like really, the time outside of just spending the time there, because we're talking. I was lucky enough to hang out in the dressing room with most of these guys, and they given me a lot of really, really helpful advice and a lot of things to take into consideration, things to use, going on in the future in my career and everything, in and out of the ring. And that alone was really, really the experience. I felt like I've been through like a wrestling boot camp after that, because you figure, so it started on a Friday, and I never went back home and went to that Saturday in Indianapolis to Parkersburg Sunday, and we shot from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. And then we did that day every day. Friday I had a show for Prime Wrestling, and I wrestled Bobby Shields, and I actually got to apply a lot of the things that I had been learning throughout the week in this boot camp, this crazy environment.
Did you bite him?
Then went back Saturday and Sunday for 2 days more shooting, and left Monday morning. So, and throughout this whole time, I never even set foot in my house or came back to Pittsburgh. It was kind of really a crazy experience. But I'm like I said, I'm really thankful that I got to spend the alone time and to learn the things that I did, because shooting a movie, there's only so much on-screen time you have, and the rest of the time is just downtime, talking and setting up for the next shot. And so I'm lucky I really got to utilize that time.
I gotta ask, did you bite him?
I didn't get to bite anyone, but we actually, me and Hacksaw and Shane were messing with Roddy Piper, because he's deathly afraid of snakes. And there was one scene that we were shooting that there was supposed to be a snake in, but there was let's say there was a stand-in snake, and we got Piper one or two times with a good fake snake.
Nice.
Deathly afraid of snakes, man.
Awesome. And of course, I wanted to touch on, of course, you're involved locally here with IWC Wrestling and a bunch of other promotions. I just want to touch base on what's going on there. We know you've been kind of out a little bit with an injury and everything. But when are we going to see you back?
That's what I'd like to know. You know what I mean? Chuck Roberts put a jinx on me. He said, "Hey, you're a little bit dinged up." He put me out for Clearfield, and then it so happened that I got really injured because there was more things to that. So now he's got me on the shelf. He got me benched, and he says that he wants me to provide some kind of doctor's excuse or doctor's saying that I'm medically able to wrestle. And if you know me, I don't really have insurance right now, so I wouldn't wait too long. But I mean, it sucks, man. I mean, IWC's been my home promotion, and I want to wrestle there, but I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I'm good and ready to go. This ankle's ready for flips, brother.
Excellent. And so anything else coming up you want to speak on? Anything else you want to put out there? I know you kind of get a good bit of traveling into other promotions.
Oh man, this is like I'm losing my mind at this point. This Friday coming up, we got AIW Conspiracy Theory up there in Lakewood. Saturday I'll be back in Indianapolis for Pro Wrestling Elite. Next week, I don't know what that is. Coming up March the 1st, March the 2nd, you got BOW, and that's going to be at the North Union Fire Hall, and that's another new one too. This will be their second show. What else? Possible towards the end of the month there in March. You got March 27th. It's going to be me and Hurricane Helms and Mighty Molly, the Mean Green Dream Team, against the Anti-Heroes, Jason Gorey and Chance Prophet. And then after that, we got WrestleMania weekend. You can catch me at Extreme Rising there all those days. Thursday, they're in Philly. Friday and Saturday, I think they're in Staten Island there. And then April 13th, I'll be at the Super 8 tournament there in Delaware. So, yeah, crazy.
Awesome. Well, we have. I can't remember if we asked you this when we had you and Shulo both on a few months ago. So I want to put a twist on the question. I think it'll be appropriate considering what we've talked about here. Well, we have another question from the chat room. I'll get to too. So if you were a zombie vegetable.
Zombie vegetable?
Which zombie vegetable would you be, sir?
Jason Gorey.
Jason Gorey?
Wow.
All right.
Good answer.
All right.
Sure.
All right. Anybody else have any questions before we let Facade go there? I know.
I got one.
We do have one from the chat room.
We do have one from the chat room. Go ahead, Wrestlefan.
Bobby F. J. Town asked, who has been your favorite opponent so far in your career?
Who has been my favorite opponent so far in my career? That's hard to say. I hate to say Jason Gorey is one of my favorite opponents, but he is. Because I know deep beneath that dark and dreary facade that there's a kid that really, really is not afraid of anything, just like I am, and is not afraid to die in the ring, just like I am. And the only other person that I would say that, like I said, it's between the two, would be Sabu, because that man is not afraid to die in the ring either. And he's not afraid to do whatever it is to get the crowd to respond the way you want. And I guess both of them together for the same reason.
Excellent.
So I got one here.
Die in the ring.
So I just want to get your idea of how you're going to win the swing country of Sweden in this in this Gut Check challenge, because right now you're losing to Mark Haas or House. I'm not sure who that or that's it, but you're losing Sweden to that guy. So how would you want to? If there's any Swedes out there listening to this show,
and there are.
And there are. We've looked at the numbers. What would you like to say to them about voting?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and watch some Crybaby to learn some ways to swoon over the Swedes.
Excellent. From the chat, let's see. Bo Diggity wants to know what's your favorite kind of mint.
Favorite
What?
kind of what now?
Favorite kind of mint?
Mint. Definitely peppermint, but I'm more of a gum guy than a mint guy.
All right.
But peppermint over spearmint or wintergreen.
Back around the wrestling revolution out there wants to know, Super 8 tourney, against who would you want to get to the finals?
Another guy making a lot of noise right now is Papa Don, and I'd like to see me and Papa Don in the finals. I know they got a lot of crazy guys, like that Wild guy. He's doing a lot of crazy stuff, but me and Papa Don, I'd like to see mix it up. That's another one that I'd be able to mix it up with at the Extreme Rising too. He's, like I said, another guy making some waves.
Was that who you faced here in Manaka? Or I think it's somebody else.
What's that?
Was that who you faced here at Extreme Rising in Manaka?
No, that was Bestia 666,
Okay.
son of Damien 666.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so kind of he's been wrestling since he was 6 years old. Kind of a crazy thing there.
But he says we don't have to ask this, but I did ask this of Aiden Vale last year. What's your stance on gun control?
Gun control. I mean, everybody has to have guns, man. Zombies can come at any time. And, melee weapons are only going to last so long. That's the same.
There you go. I think that's a very appropriate question. Way better than
But all else fails related to zombies. I mean, it's a matter of life or death. People, I mean, let's not get into conspiracy theories here, but zombies need protection.
Awesome. With that, I think we'll let you go here. I know you got a lot of footwork to do to get Sweden back there. Oh, what you got there? What is this? tinyurl.com/votefacade, so you can do that too.
Especially if you're Swedish.
Especially if you're Swedish. At One Facade on Twitter. He's on Facebook. Anywhere else?
Michael Cockowitz.
Thank you, Michael Facade. Join us here on the main. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Facade, for that. And let's jump into Wrestlefan for more untelevised amateur falling down. It's the Indie Minute. We've got a lot to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about, something in particular this week on the Indie Minute. It's not televised wrestling technically.